Trump shifts blame to Jerome Powell after shock job report threatens president with worse his hiring slowdown in years. Trump criticized Federal Reserve Jerome Powell after the ADP national employment report showed private payrolls increased by only 37,000 jobs in a month that made the lowest since March of 2023. Posting on Truth Social, ADP numbers out. Too late. Powell must now lower the rate. Trump claimed he is unbelievable. Europe has lowered 9 times, despite the European Central Bank cutting rates 7 times. With the latest in mid-April, the weak job report far below the 110,000 job forecast by Reuters economists prompted, damn, that's 30% of it. That's not good. Prompted Trump's pressure on Powell, who has kept interest rates between 4.25% and 4.5%, with the Fed stating after a May 29 meeting with Trump, Chair Powell did not discuss his expectations for monetary policy, except to stress that the path of policy will depend entirely on incoming economic information. Jamie Dimon stated the amount of mismanagement is extraordinary, citing high yields and national debt risk. Tom.
Well, guess what? I'm siding with the president on this, and let me paint it for you. I'm going to paint you fat. Words talk, but numbers scream. Let's go look at some numbers. So I pulled together 4 quick exhibits, Pat, that we can go through this. And if you're watching, I hope you can see it in video, and I'll narrate for those of you that are listening. So the first thing we have CNBC pointing out, they say Trump says, too late, Powell. But underneath, they talk about facts, things that are happening with European Central Bank cutting rates, and they also talk about jobs. Then we go over here, Procter & Gamble. Take a look here. Headline, today, this morning, Procter & Gamble to cut 7,000 jobs. Wow. So I looked at it and I said, well, let's say that's one headline, one company. That's certainly a lot of people. But if jobs are being cut and then employment is threatening to go up, that is a very, 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 very good reason to lower interest rates. So then I go, what has been happening with jobs? So I went and took a look. And guess what I found out? Where is that, Rob? You have that?
Yeah, right here.
There it is. Check this out. May over May. 47% increase in job cuts, May 24 versus May 23, 100,000 cuts in the United States. Walt Disney, TikTok, Electronic Arts, Microsoft, Google, Match Group, Amazon, Morgan Stanley, and Bristol-Myers Squibb. I'm naming things from biotech to retail. So that's happening. Interesting. Well, that would seem to indicate that maybe Powell should give us a quarter point. Well, when does that happen? Let's look at the European Central Bank. So this morning, European Central Bank headline, 8th straight cut. So he said 9 times, but the 8th straight cut is coming because Lauderdale says is forced, and she said she has hit 1.7, 1.8% inflation in Europe, and so we are taking it down. So take a look right here. Inflation in Europe went down to 2%, and she says, I'm giving you another quarter point. And that is the 8th cut in a row. Trump said 9 in his tweet. Actually, it's 8, which means 8 times 0.25. If you have 8 quarters, Vinny, you have $2.
$2.
So that's 2 full points they've cut, 8 cuts in a row. Now we go to the dot plot, Pat. This is very interesting. This is where the Fed Board of Governors are telling us, and the last dot plot they did was in March. And here it is. They are right now, our interest rate is 4.25 to 4.5. The dot plot has it. You see the cluster of dots that is drifting down towards 3%? That is where they are actually saying, yeah, we think we better get with the program and maybe get set here to make a cut. So now we go to the calendar. Go to the calendar. Federal open market. When will they get together, and why is Trump so revved up right now? Oh, June 17th, 18th. Uh-oh. That's a week and a half from now. The Fed will meet. And you've got job reports coming out. You've got the European Central Bank now has their interest rate, Pat, at 2%, half of ours. We are 4.25, 4.5. They are half, which means the dollar is stronger because it's more expensive. You look at the interest rate. Who's more expensive? That's a stronger currency. And take a look here. I am with the president on this one. Now, the president has been talking to Powell a lot. And there were people out there, even CNBC was saying, he's been so heavy on this. Maybe it's like the boy who cried wolf. But right now, he's not crawling wolf because you know what it is? Trump is a business guy. You make deals based on what you see and you read tea leaves. Government is fully reactionary. It goes like this. Trump is a lifeguard. He sees a black shadow in the water out there. He blows a whistle, sounds a horn. Let's find out what the shadow is because it could be a shark. So let's get everybody out of the water, just normal thing at the beach, blow it. However, this is how Powell works. Powell works when he sees a fin in teeth. And everybody gets out of the water and everybody's happy except fat Mr. Johnson, who just got bit because he's the slowest swimmer and it was really a shark.
I like that,
So
man.
you see what I mean? That's Powell. Powell waits till he sees the fin in the water and some blood. Trump is out there saying, I see a black shadow in the water. I don't like it. In this case right here, I am behind the president 100%. Powell should cut a quarter point coming up next week. Absolutely, especially on the heels of the numbers and everything that are coming up. I don't think Powell will. I think they're thinking about it, and I think the dot plot is showing it, but I think they're going to wait till July 7th to 9th. I think that's the way Powell reads it. I think he'll wait till July 7th to 9th to drop a quarter, and we'll get early sniffs of second quarter earning reports because you'll right be there on June 30th, and we'll probably get some more things. But come on, man. Look at that list of companies. It was biotech, Microsoft, electronics, retail. Disney. There's a lot of things happening. And the job cuts in America are up 47% this May versus last May. Come on, man. That's a black shadow in the water.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Good job, Tom.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'm not going to get into the weeds or in depth as good as Tom is, but I will explain the relationship between Trump and Powell as best as I can. So there's nothing more that Trump would like to do than yell 2 words to Jerome Powell, and that's, "You're fired." He's threatened him. He's dissed him. He's publicly berated him. He's threatened to fire him. But looky here. Jerome Powell hasn't gone anywhere. Has he? Has he conceded to Trump once? Trump is the person that put Powell in charge of the Fed in 2018. How many times has he completely berated him in the public? And has Jerome Powell done anything? So here's my opinion. I think Trump is like, they're both driving the car together. Trump, he's all gas, no brakes. We had that guy on the show, Andrew Callahan. Trump is like, go faster, cut the rates. We want dynamic growth. Let's go. And Jerome Powell's like, listen, guy, there's a speed limit here. We're going to basically try to take it easy. I get it if you want to speed a little bit, but we're going to stay in the lanes here, and we're going to go exactly what the speed limit should be. And that is the height of the conflict of what's going on here. Trump wants to go fast, all gas, no brakes, and Jerome Powell's basically saying, pump the brakes, buddy. I know you're president of the United States, but I'm president of the central bank, and I'm going to run this show.
Do you think he's doing a good job? Because, I mean, obviously, Trump hired a bunch of people when he first came in because he didn't know any better. You think it was a good choice to have Powell or not? Because, I mean, the feds don't answer to anybody, right, Tom? They're their own.
I think
that's correct.
Powell has been a steady hand at the wheel.
So, yeah,
when
so
there's
it's a
been
good
a lot
choice.
of chaos in the world.
So, good choice.
I'd give him a B+.
What do you think?
I don't think Jerome, like, some of these guys get jobs and they just want to get in front of the camera.
Of course. He's not.
That's not this guy.
Oh, for sure.
So he's not doing it because he's trying to come up with a book and say, I'm now an independent. Biden did this.
Yeah.
He's not that guy.
I didn't
He's just
know.
kind of like, look, man,
Yeah.
you asked me to do this job. I'm going to do my best. It sucks because you have to deal with Trump and every day is going to call you out, blame everything on you, and da-da-da-da-da. But here's what I'm doing. I think the more we wait, the better it is. Because it's forcing the market to correct the fake actors. Mm-hmm. And I'm not worried about June or July because, of course you'd want June because June becomes what? Q2 instead of having a July. July becomes what? Q3. So it may help June if you do the reports this month, lowering the rates this month instead of next month. But I actually don't mind him taking his time. I don't mind him taking his time. I am more concerned about the stuff that's going on over there with the war than I'm concerned about this.
Absolutely. I agree
We
with
can
that.
wait one more month. We can wait one more month before we get there. And by the way, you know what's crazy? If I was Trump, I'd be doing exactly the same thing I'm doing. Hurry up and lower the rates. Yeah. But as a consumer, that I'm not the president, guess what? I'm saying it's okay if we go one more month. So I'm supportive of both
Would you
sides.
agree with one thing,
You don't
PBD?
hear me like this. You don't hear me.
No, I get. And by the way, you made a very eloquent argument on all our numbers. If we're at 4.25, 4.5, Europe is at 2 points. Half of us, and of course, the dollar is strong because they used to talk about how weak the dollar was. Now the dollar is strong, but you don't want to come a little bit lower, like a little bit. You think a quarter or a half is going to do anything? No, do it. I get that argument, but we can wait one more month. So
How much influence would you say between 0 and 100 Trump actually has on Powell?
10%.
Yeah, I think that's even a high number.
Yeah, 10%.
There's
think
no
Powell is his
indications that
own
Powell has
man.
listened to Trump.
No, I don't think Powell goes to sleep being worried about getting fired.
Not at all.
No, I don't think he cares.
Yeah.
And not in an arrogant way, not in a Comey way, not in a Hillary way. I just don't think he cares. He's like, look, you asked me to do this job. He probably was raised good by his parents, that he's got pride in his job and his duties and his country and all that stuff. And he wants to do his job right. And I'm okay with that.
You remember when he started talking trash about Trump?
When is that?
Exactly. It never happened. He just keeps quiet.
It's not him. It's not his style.
Exactly.
Last year, we ran one of the coolest contests ever. And I thought it was going to be a basic dinner and meet and greet and all this other stuff. It turned into a massive spectacle. It was a Minnect contest for 2 months for lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight, and super heavyweight. And even users got involved. And we invited the top 3. You pay your flight, hotel, all that stuff. But once you came here, we went to dinner together at Casa D'Angelo, top-notch dinner. Then we went to the cigar lounge. And it was such a great time. We stayed together till midnight. We had 6.5 hours of conversations. I'm going to show you the highlight from last year. Then I want to announce this contest for all of you guys to compete in from June to July. And the dinner will be sometime in August. Rob, play this clip. Go for it.
We just had our first Minnect dinner. Let me tell you, it was so awesome because we had the dinner. It was absolutely an amazing experience. Oof. The conversations, the networking, great. There's people from all over the world. So I said, maybe I'll stick around for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. But then afterward, we came right here at the cigar lounge. I stayed till midnight. We had 6.5 hours
awesome.
of conversations.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
So if you weren't there, you missed it. We wish you were there, but I'll give you one counsel. We're about to announce the next contest. Do not miss the next Minnect contest. And I hope to see you there.
By the way, it was so great. Deals were done. Relationships were built. Conversations. So go download the app if you haven't yet, whether it's Apple or Google. Start Minnecting. Ask questions. Nowadays, we got Ray Lewis that's officially on Minnect. And was responding back to people on Minnect.
Really?
By the way, Stephen A. Smith's going to get active on Minnect on today or tomorrow, starting his account where people can ask Stephen A. questions.
James O'Keefe.
Anna Kasparian, James O'Keefe, Paul Saladino, Terrence Howard, Cuomo. There are so many great people. Lindy Lee is crushing it,
Killing it.
on Minnect, the way that it's going. And by the way, who knows who's going to be at this dinner when we host this. So if you like good conversations, if you want to come to South Florida, we're going to probably give you a tour to headquarters as well when you come down here. Then go straight to dinner. Then go straight to the cigar lounge, which is a private club, but some of you guys will have a chance to be a part of it. And by then, we have a lot of new surprises with the private club, so you'll get a chance to tour as well. So download the app, start Minnecting, start competing. The update on the Leaders Bulletin will be on Minnect.com. Rob, if you go to Minnect.com, just go to Minnect.com, and if you look at the contest, on the experts, that's how it works, okay? If you look at a lightweight right now, at the top is Dean Mason. James O'Keefe right now is second place. Then is Luis Cancion. Go to a middleweight, Rob. Middleweight right now is John Mason. Then Lily Tam. Then is James Murphy. Let's go to heavyweight, because everybody from heavyweight goes to super heavyweight. So it's Daniel, number 1.
Daniel.
Michael Maher, Matt Sapala. Then it's super heavyweight is what? Super heavyweight is Lindy Lee, myself, Timothy Ryan, Oshana Tom Sauce, Dennis Punnam, and a couple other guys. By the way, the scoring will be the following. To compete the next 2 months, lightweight will have to do a minimum of 200 points. You have to be lightweight today. You can go up, but we're going to calculate your points from today. Middleweight, you have to do minimum of 400. Heavyweight is minimum 400 points, and super heavyweight has to be 1,500 points. And the users contest, go to users, Rob. A new user goes out there, 200 points you score, new users. Existing user has to be 400 points. You'll be invited to that dinner in a cigar lounge with us. Go download the app, start Minnecting today.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.